Hey V-Riders, and thanks for joining me for another video. Today we're having a little interview with Hayley.
Hello, how you doing?
Just a little video on encouraging and inspiring more female riders on the road.
Especially the older ones.
Yeah, especially the old gits. So Hayley, tell us about your riding journey. Why did you learn to ride? Well, I'll tell you what, first things first, give us a little background about yourself. So.
Well, I was born on a travelling fair and I travelled for 30 years, had 7 children, got divorced, which you don't do on a travelling fair, so I got disowned basically, and for a little while, and then I started thinking, well, I want to do things that they don't normally do, and they certainly don't ride motorbikes, the women, well, the men don't either. And yeah, so just like when I was 58, I managed to get myself a 125, or my husband got me one, and started learning to ride, and here I am. Yeah, so like fairground people are not vegan either, so I was sort of doing things that nobody does, and I kind of like doing things nobody else does.
You say you were still getting gossiped about?
Oh God, yeah. No, I mean, everybody's like, oh, she's riding a motorbike now. When I became vegan, they were all like, oh, faddy diets, this, that and the other. Well, years and years later, I don't even know how many years later I'm still doing it. So yeah, that was one hell of a long fad.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's just a case of, I've always been looked on as a rebel, although in normal life I'm not. I'm just a person doing what all you lot are doing, you know?
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what led you on to riding motorbikes then?
Well, my husband, he wasn't my husband at the time, but he got a Ural with a sidecar, so you know what they're like, and he decided I was going in the sidecar, and I thought, nah, that's a bit Wallace and Gromit for me. So I said to him, I sat there one day and was going through Facebook like you do, I said, I wouldn't mind riding a bike myself, actually, sort of half joking, and he went, right, bang, on Facebook, brought me a SR125, like the same day. Yeah. And I thought, oh, this shit's real, you know what I mean? It's like, oh God. So got that, did my CBT, took about 3 months before I'd go over 30 mile an hour, but, you know, dropped it a couple of times.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
No, exactly, and it was totally different to everything. I mean, I used to drive lorries, I ride everything now, I don't drive anything. Yeah, I used to drive lorries on the fair, you know, my dad taught me how to drive a Foden, big old Foden. Yeah. And of course the bikes are totally different to everything, and it was just, you know, I loved it straight away. So yeah. You
never got tempted by the wall of death then?
No. No. No, I think I'd throw up on the wall of death, to be honest with you. I don't like all that going round and round and round things. I've seen it a few times.
Yeah, it might make me dizzy as well.
Yeah.
So you said that passing your test was one of the happiest things you ever did?
Oh my God, even now. I passed 3 days before my 60th birthday, and even now, even if I'm driving the taxi, because I'm a taxi driver now, I'm riding along thinking, oh my God, I passed my motorbike test, and I get the biggest smile come on my face, and it's been like nearly a year now. So yeah, I mean, I've had kids and I still think passing the motorbike test was the best thing. It just felt so good. It's something I never thought I would do, and I did it, you know, and if I can do it, anybody can do it. So if there's any girls out there want to do it, is all I can say.
Yeah, we'll get on to that in a minute. I've got a few questions about that. Also, you got your Himalayan, which we'll come to in a minute.
Yeah, bought that before I passed.
Yeah,
bought that before I passed. So that was looming outside in my... Was
that spurring you on to pass your test?
Well, it sort of was, and sort of anxiety as well, because I made Paul put it in the conservatory, so every time I went out the back door, there's this bike looking at me saying, come on, ride me. So it was like a double-edged sword, you know, and I kept going out there and patting it and wipe the dust off it, and I
think I did that with my first bike too. I got my first bike before I could ride, and
oh no, it's amazing.
And I just spent more time looking at it than anything else.
And then I passed my test and could not have been happier. I've never been that happy in my life, honestly. It was the best feeling.
It's a great feeling, isn't it?
It's the best feeling. I mean, passing my driving test was nothing compared to this. Nothing else I've ever done. I know it sounds crazy and I shouldn't say it, but it's just true. And I love it. So passed my test, sold my SR125 and brought a Vitamix, because, you know, for the vegan sources, like you do. Literally spent every penny on a Vitamix. So yeah. Yeah, and love every minute of it. And I can't wait to, you know, we're going to go on adventures and go to different countries and go to Scotland, and not just Scotland, but we'd like to get to Morocco one day.
Yeah, same here. I'd like to do Morocco.
And I just want to do that, you know, and I'd love to be riding every day, but obviously I'm on the lottery yet and can't afford to give up my job.
So obviously I've got a few questions here. We've already been through what motivated you to start riding.
Yeah.
What do you personally get out of riding? What do you actually get out? What kind of feelings, what thrill do you get out of riding?
The thrill is the thrill of riding, but also for me, I can get on that motorbike, and while I'm riding it, I don't think of anything else. Like all the things that happened to me in the past with like coming out of the fairground life and getting into normal life was terrible and lonely and horrible. And so every now and again, I go back to thinking that, and it makes me a little bit depressed. Get on that bike, and I just concentrate on riding. It's like going on holiday.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all I do, and I get right out of my head on it. It's amazing. All that old stuff goes.
It's that freedom, isn't it? I mean,
it's changed my outlook.
You get on your bike, and you know, you got that freedom.
It's 100% changed my whole outlook on life. Literally, I know it sounds crazy and a bit dramatic.
It is, but nothing could get me off two wheels. It's just it's in your blood. It is now, isn't it? I mean, since you passed.
You see, I was all Land Rovers and Jeeps and things, and as soon as I got this on the road, I sold the Jeep, sold the car, and this is what I ride now. I mean,
this is your two-wheel Jeep.
Yeah.
So obviously, have you done any touring yet? And what are your future touring plans?
Well,
I know you've touched on it.
We've only been up to Yorkshire when we rode the Yorkshire Dales, which was absolutely fantastic. Someone who's not got any experience of that sort of riding, kept up with all the boys, you know, it was all boys riding and me, kept up with all of them, and it wasn't the best weather, but it was just so fantastic and beautiful to look at the countryside on that instead of out of a car window. You know, it's amazing. And future we want to go to France, Spain, obviously the normals, and Morocco, do the NC 500, all the usuals plus a bit more. I wouldn't mind getting down to the Sahara Desert actually. A bit of itchy bootsness, you know, in the sand. I'd love to do that.
You mentioned earlier she's one of your inspirations.
Oh yeah, seeing that little gal on one of these dragging it through the mud. I mean, they're not a light bike.
No.
And she went everywhere on it, and I thought, if she can do that, I mean, I'm a big, strong, nearly 6 foot, tough old bird who's been through everything. Seeing that little, gorgeous little lady doing that just made me think, well, I can do this, and that's why I got the Himmie. And I don't regret it, I love it. It's the most lovely bike, comfortable. You know, we've been on motorways, we've been on country roads, we've been off-road. It's lovely. It's lovely. I'm not saying I wouldn't want another bike, a second bike, a bit faster for just going out and having a buzz. Yeah. But I will always go back to this.
Yeah, it's a keeper.
New. Yeah,
it's a keeper.
First thing I had brand new as well. I've never had a brand new car. I've never had a brand new anything. So when I've got to have a brand new. I cashed my blooming workplace pension in, which was totally irresponsible. I don't care. Why
not? Eh?
Yeah, sod it. I mean, you know, you're a long time dead.
Right, change of viewpoint. We've got Paul the cameraman now. So where were we? So what do you get? Blah blah blah. So regarding your test, did you pass first time? Obviously it's a bit complicated now, isn't it? You got the
there's 4 bits now, really, aren't they? Yeah, passed the theory. Yeah. Mod 1. The first one I failed because I failed on one thing, the manoeuvre, and then the second one my bike got a puncture and they brought me a bike that was too small, and
if you're not used to it as well.
They said they didn't even ask me money for it. They said you might as well have a go, you might pass, you might not. Well, I didn't, but third time I did, and mod 2's first time, straight away, no anything. So
it always seems that if you a lot of riders pass the third time.
That mod 1 can be a bit. One thing I would say to other women out there, and blokes, I mean, there might be blokes who find that bad. It's literally because you're in that cage and you get this thing in your head where you know, that really makes you feel nervous in the cage. Don't, you know, just get on with it. I mean, I did, but Don't do as I did.
So obviously, apart from Paul, what did your family think about you starting to ride?
Terrible. Mother, that's another effing thing we got to worry about. You know, fairground people, they don't like the daughters doing anything, even if they are 60.
One of the part of that question was, did you meet any resistance? So
Oh, loads, yeah. Not telling your dad, I'm not telling him. And then,
well, did you tell him?
Well, eventually she told him, and Dad went, well, she's sensible enough, she can do what she likes.
Well, fair enough.
Mum said, well, you're a good one, you are, she said, so they had a row.
I taught you many things, Hayley, but sensible, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true.
What about your children?
Yeah, my kids, well, Paris straight away went and done her CBT, which was lovely, but, you know, obviously with a little and she can't ride like she wants to, but she will one day. Yeah. And the other lot, you know, they're all bikers anyway, and we've always had Land Rovers and worked on Land Rovers. And, you know, I've had 25 Land Rovers actually. I had a pink one.
You'd get on well with Brian then. He's an ex-engineer. Land Rover.
Yeah, I used to do all my own work on Land Rovers. I worked at the garage for a bit as well, doing lots of bits and pieces.
Have you met Brian? You have, haven't you?
Yeah, the BOFAS man. Yeah, he's lovely actually. Got a similar sense of humour to mine.
Yeah, well. we can't mention that humour on here.
Filth. Filth.
So that brings us on to, as a female rider, and obviously a slightly older one as well.
Yeah.
Have you experienced any misogyny as a female rider?
No. Do you know, I went for my lessons with a lady.
Yeah.
And she was awful. I had to change to some blokes. And I went to CNA in Kings Lynn. Yeah. And, you know, they put me with Steve, who's an ex-London police cop motorbike trainer. 20 minutes he had me right as rain. I was doing everything, and he made me feel so good. He's the most wonderful man. And so no, not really. No. That's
unusual because a lot of female. Yeah. Do you think that could be because you're a bit older?
It might be that, or it might be because I don't take a lot of shit, and I don't get intimidated. Because even Steve said, I love the way you don't get intimidated. And if somebody comes up behind me, I'll just sit there and I'm pretty good like that. Yeah. But I think it might be his
that's
attitude.
One of the biggest complaints, isn't it?
Yeah. I haven't found it yet, so I don't think I have I?
Yeah, it does happen a lot, though, especially in biker circles.
Yeah.
But it's just
I probably more.
Maybe they don't want to mess with you, don't they?
No, they don't really. I don't think so. No, because I do give as good as I get. You know, I'm not a scaredy person.
As a obviously slightly older woman, do you think that made you more or less nervous when you're actually learning to ride, or does life experience help?
I think life experience helped because I mean I'm a taxi driver for 15 years. I used to drive all sorts on the fair, so my road craft was pretty good. Yeah. I mean, all I wanted to do, or I just felt like if I can get control of the machine, I'm all right on the road. Yeah. So I got that in my mind, you know. I had that sort of confidence. But I did have some. I mean, I'm not good with tests.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know,
no, I'm not either.
I can ride lovely, and I'm like that. As soon as I say you're being tested, that's it.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I'm like, ooh.
It goes out the window, doesn't it?
Yeah, and on the day of the test, I was saying to him, I'm not going to pass this. I'm not going to pass this on the mod 2, and he said, yes, you will, and I did, and I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I was the same one up. I mean, I failed first time, passed second time, but I didn't believe I'd passed. No. In fact, I shouldn't have passed because I actually went through a stop sign without stopping, just slowed down. But because I negotiated the next bit happened, what happened was there was a lorry reversing on the road, and because I stayed well back and stopped, he said, because you dealt with that superbly, he said, yeah, I'm passing you. So,
I think I impressed him a little bit. I came out of a junction and there's a bend on it, and this car was going way over the speed limit, and I got over, the car wouldn't have stopped or slowed down in time, so I got over enough for him to pass me. And he actually complimented me on that, on the avoiding that accident, you know, which wouldn't have been my fault. He said, you know, even he pulled out, and he had to do the same thing. So,
So, next question. So, what advice would you give to other women, especially older women who would like to learn to ride?
Just do it.
Just do it. Don't mess about, do it.
Mess about a long time thinking about it. Get yourself something to ride. Get that CBT under your belt.
Don't worry about what other people think.
No, and don't be intimidated by anybody on the road. You've got as much right to be there.
Especially the chauvinistic.
Yeah, some blokes, you know. I suppose I had one van that got right up my arse, but that bit of road you're on is yours while you're on it. It don't matter if that's in London, Scotland, bloody Norfolk, whatever. It's your bit of road, so use it, you know.
There you go. Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Because you can. If I can, anybody bloody can.
anybody can, just need to put their minds to it.
Yeah,
but
don't think it's not for you either. Everything's for you if you want it.
If you want to do it, do it.
Yeah.
On to a different subject then. So how long have you actually been vegan then, Hayley?
Oh God, I don't even know how long. It was back when it wasn't trendy and you were just a smelly hippie. So God knows. A lot of people nowadays, they go, I'm 1 year vegan, I'm 2 years. I've done that ages ago. So yeah.
You've been through it.
yeah, done all that. Yeah.
And outside of riding and veganism, what other interests do you have?
I love fibre arts like knitting and crochet. I do quilts, sewing, I make clothes and everything. In fact, I'm doing a bit of a YouTube tutorial thing soon on
come on to YouTube in a minute.
Yeah,
question on that,
it's just it's just to help people who also, I mean, a lot of people think they can't do anything. They see a pattern and they go, oh my God, that's terrible. Well, I don't use patterns. If I want to make something, I'll make it. And it always works out, So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and help people get into their creative art side of things. Yeah. Because it's as much for your mental health as what riding the bike is. You all this mindfulness. You're never more mindful than when you're making something. Yeah. So So
that leads us on to YouTube. So how long have you been YouTubing for now?
Not long. How long have I had the thing?
So your channel's called Hayley on a Himmie, isn't it?
Hayley on a Himmie is my motorbike one, yeah.
And you got another one, which is?
It's going to be called the Crafty Biker 62, but there's nothing on that yet. I'm still doing videos and learning how to edit, so But Hayley on a Himmie's there, but I'm not as good as Bruce at that.
I wouldn't say I'm good.
No, you are, but I keep forgetting to talk when I'm out, and I don't think about planning my journey and talking about different bits on the road. But that's all coming, I'm very new on that.
And so what are your future plans then for both channels?
Just to get more stuff, more content on them. I don't care if they ever give me any money. I don't care if it makes one person get on a bike or one person makes an outfit, whatever.
And that's the whole point of this video as well. If it just helps one person.
Just if one person thinks, oh, well, I'll do that, then that's good enough for me.
Yeah, because there's still that conception, isn't it, that biking is a male dominated thing. But it's improving now, isn't it?
It's so improving, yes.
In our group, in our UK Vegan Bikers group, we're about 48% women, which for a unisex motorcycle group is pretty good, I think.
Several of my friends are all my age, and they've all passed the test, and they're all riding.
So it's getting better, So we need to get even more. So
just keep yourself healthy as well, so that you can keep doing these things. You know?
So eat vegan,
Eat vegan, whole food, plant-based.
I can't really say anything. I love my food too much.
Yeah, but you're not out of condition, are you?
So that's the end of my questions on that. Just one more little thing. Let's go through the Himalayan then.
So, my baby.
There you go. Thank you very much. Cheers, Paul. Thanks, cameraman Paul. So let's walk us around it then. You walk us around it and tell us about it.
Well,
you haven't done much to it yet, haven't you, really?
Well, I've put new crash bars on it.
Yeah.
There's a DNA air filter in it that opens it up a little bit more. Put a nice sticker on there, look. I'm one of those girls. Yeah. And eventually it'll have full set of panniers for touring and front panniers. I wouldn't mind a change of exhaust at some point. Something a little bit a little bit noisier. Yeah. How long have you owned this bike now? So I've owned it. You owned it from new, haven't you? So, I've owned it about a year, and I pulled something like that. Yeah. And obviously I've only been riding it since I passed my test. I like your number plate. Yeah. Are you all right with me showing your number plate? Yeah, of course you are. Camera? I mean, everybody can see it on the road. I don't understand these people who don't. I know, that's the same here. What's that all about? Hayley's last name is Pont. Yes. So is that actually a private plate, or was it? Yeah, no, it was a private plate. But it will be a 23 bike, won't it? Yeah. Yeah. And I wanted the red ones because they always go faster. Everybody will tell you that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I just love the bike. I do. I love that bike. And being tall as well, it's the right height for me. Yeah. And they're fairly. I mean, they're not that tall, though, aren't they? So no, but a lot of people. I mean, Itchy Boot. She's really short, but she can get her feet on the ground. But it's a good height, and you can obviously you can lower them or make them a bit higher with that thing that you can buy, but I don't need that.
So what would you say is the best thing about the Himalayan?
The comfort factor. Riding it is like riding a candy floss. You know, your bum don't get numb, your back don't hurt, your handlebars at the right place. It's just lovely. Candy floss, back to the old fairground days. Yeah, it's just a comfort factor. And also the off-roading as well, because it's so it's a long stroke engine, it's so low geared. You just go through everything, you know. It's lovely for a bit of off-roading. We ain't done a lot yet.
I mean, you don't. If you drop it, don't you? It's not worth thousands of thousands, isn't it?
Exactly. So the price.
It's meant to be. It's built to be dropped, isn't it?
Even
really?
brand new, the price range. You know, you can afford to have a ding or two. So yeah. Although I don't want to, because I love it. So.
No, you don't want to, but
it's me baby.
If it happens, it happens, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So conversely, what's the worst thing you would say about the Himalayan?
I've got a job to think of anything. I mean, it won't go up to 80 mile an hour in 2 seconds, but I don't want to anyway. But that might be a problem for some people. It's not a problem for me. We've been on the motorway, haven't we? We've been quite happy.
If that is a problem for someone, then they've bought the wrong bike, really.
Exactly,
It's not that kind of bike,
yeah. And a lot of people do buy the bike and go, oh no, it won't. You know, you can't do track days on it. Well, you know, it's not that sort of bike.
You had any reliability issues with it?
Oh no, it's been perfect. Love it. Touch wood. Where's the wood? Tree. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it's
apart from losing the bolt.
One bolt.
You need a screw, don't you? Hayley needs a screw.
Yeah, I need a good screw. And also one of them's come out the other side. But I mean, that's stuff that you can pick. You can get from Hitchcock's.
That happens on any bike.
Yeah. There's a lot you can do to them, you know. So.
Yeah, they're really customisable.
But it's the carrying stuff, you know. Like we want to go camping, and they carry so much stuff. Rest Day Rider, one of my favourite YouTubers. You want to see how she packs her Himmie up when she goes out. It's like an armchair. She sat there. She goes miles. She's another inspirational lady. So yeah,
lovely. Last question, actually. Running costs. I bet this is peanuts to run, is it?
It's just so cheap. Yeah.
I think what I would say personally, I think the worst thing about these bikes are the service intervals, aren't they? They're quite short, aren't they?
They're quite short, but you know, they're not.
But then it's
tons.
Simple stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, so simple.
I mean, I can do a basic service, so I think I would be fairly confident.
Oh, he does his own.
Yeah,
and he's the same as mine.
I'll do an oil and filter change and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like change my brake pads and stuff.
Yeah.
So and I'd be quite confident I could do it on this.
Yeah, I once it's 3 years old, I will be doing my own servicing. But at the moment, I take it to my motorbike garage, and he does it for me. He's not that expensive. He's a lovely bloke.
I mean, it's not going to be expensive to do anything with these anyway, isn't it?
No.
So,
No.
Well, lovely. That was
thank you very much.
Hayley and her Himmie. So,
yes.
Hayley on a Himmie. that's better. You need to change your Instagram name to that, don't you, as well?
Yeah.
Hayley on a Himmie.
Although, Hayley not on a Himmie right at this moment in time, but
All right, thank you very much for that, Hayley. That was a very thought-provoking interview.
Yeah, thank you.
And I hope people enjoyed it, and
I get a few ladies' bums on bikes.
Exactly, can inspire some more women to take up riding.
Yes.
Thanks for watching this video, and let's see you in the next one.
Thanks, bro.